Oh, goody.
And we're back. Finals time. Ricochet versus Kpar. Battle of the practice partners. A little bit of deja vu for Kpar going up against the person he practiced with again after fighting it out in the loser's bracket. Much like what happened in Pauper 2. So if you've enjoyed this tournament and you haven't gotten a look at that, that is up over on YouTube. So definitely highly recommend checking that out. The Pauper events are a lot of fun, and I like to think they get a little bit better each time. So here's to that, and the eventual Pauper 4 in the maybe not too distant future. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the last little stamp before we get new Mercs in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Timing ended up being great, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, couldn't have nailed it better, basically, and with exactly enough time, to basically get the new wave, everyone can grind up, figure out what's going on, and then we'll probably run a series of tournaments with all kinds of the new stuff. But we have no idea what is happening in any of those yet. Again, we've seen some Ysera conversations. I mean, I predicted / wanted some Dragonflight stuff, but I know we're going to Dragonflight and WoW. That's like what
so it would make sense for them to do something like that, right? Like
so nature playable again. That's all I care about.
Yeah, bring back the nature boys. And yeah, Malf is still really good. It's just like I think he hasn't lined up into stuff quite as well, but like he can still work, and especially if nature gets a bit more support, and hopefully some of these underrepresented tribes will get some support as well. So the demons really need it. The orcs really need it. I mean, I'm like fairly confident we're going to get Murloc Holmes because we're going to get some characters from Nathria. So if he and the big ones to me that are like easy includes you got him, you got Sire, and you have the Prince. Like those are just like 3 easy mercenaries that fit the theme.
No, that would be definitely exciting. I mean, what would they even be though? Like, would those just be like neutral? Like the Prince that like Desire, Denathrius go into like a demons? Like
I have no idea where like they wouldn't be. They wouldn't. I don't know what tribe they would work in. They'd have to be like kind of I mean, Murloc Holmes could synergize with the Murlocs, but
second red Murloc there. Denathrius, you got Theotar could be somebody potentially too. You get some thought seizing there. Start looking at their lineup and stuff, but
yeah, we are ready. We are ready when you guys are, Kpar. Grand finals time. Again, Ricochet made it in the winners, so he only has to clear this first best of 3, and he will grab the trophy. Kpar has to win the best of 3, and again, the bracket reset. He wants to defend his title. Sire Denathrius undead? I don't think so. Not believe he is an undead.
Some updated. I think they already took undead away from the Lich King and stuff like that too, right? So,
no, it's still around. It's on Tamsin and it's on Sylvanas.
Oh, okay.
Lich King's a human.
Yeah.
It's weird, but yeah.
They never have undead?
No, they never had undead.
Weird. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's just I think it's just Tamsin and Sylvanas with the undead tag. Alright, so I'll grab Ricochet for this. Excited to see, and I think like we talked about before, you know, deciding what you do game 1 and how that matchup lines up can really dictate the kind of flow of the series as a whole. So game 1 is usually very, very impactful and important.
Yeah, you kind of have to imagine that neither one of them necessarily want to play a true mirror in game 1, so they might both go a little like flip a coin on the side, use a little random dice generator, figure out how to play it. But
imagine a monkey mirror. Oh god, it sounds awful. I think it's it's just a lot of weird flips. All right, well maybe we get it. Ricochet's on monkey.
And Kpar is on monkey.
Oh boy, we called it. We called it.
Monkey tag. So now this is probably going to be heavily dictated by some Varden flips. Ooh, but we have
different equipment.
That's actually probably big in the mirror, honestly.
It could be. It very
because
well
if you actually get your monkey one shot, like if you get your monkey off and it kills the Varden,
and then yeah, that could be really cool.
It just kills everything.
Oh, we're gonna do some monkeying around. See how it goes. It will certainly be an interesting matchup though. That's for sure.
Snapped it off. I mean, most of the early turns are literally just gonna be like button, button, button. So this should be a fast
Yeah.
back and forth.
We're gonna race to the monkey turn. I don't think there's two. Although one thing that could be relevant is wherever these before we even account for flips, just this Bard and RNG, like where the hits go, like that could matter. Not this turn so much, but more so next turn, because it could mess up their monkey on 5, and that would be really really bad if it doesn't happen to the other side, right?
Yeah, if it actually delays the... No, actually, yeah, you're totally right. That's a super disaster if for some reason Elise is slower than the Varden, so you have to monkey post Varden.
So there's some extra RNG here that you can't really account for it. You just have to kind of react to it, right?
And technically, Kpar's equipment choice got a good amount of value there. With they managed to roll 2 of their flurry procs into Cornelius, and it went for basically ended up doing double damage compared to what Ricochet's did because it got the crit plus the extra 4. So, can you ever kill the Cornelius? Like, if you have a Cornelius standing and they don't, you get 1 more Blessing of Sacrifice for like 1 or 2 turns from now. That's also a huge decider. So
yeah, it could be potentially.
I like that we're seeing some equipment differences that are technically already making a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, no, definitely very interesting to see them Ricochet changing it up, Kpar sticking with what they've been doing throughout the event. And that's a Cornelius down.
There we go. That's potentially huge. Boulder. Okay.
Did Elise get hit by one? Oh man. So Ricochet's Elise is slower than Kpar's Elise. However,
Ricochet
Dawngrass Varden is slower than it's messed up for both of them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because doesn't Boulder? I feel like Boulder isn't part of the. Is that part of the monkey quest?
Yeah, the Boulder's part of it's the second to last. He can freeze
Why are
with
they
monkey.
both on different stages?
He can't protect the monkey though, because he can't target it before it's summoned. So it's gonna be a roll on. He could high roll it. Oh, we could freeze Varden. That. Oh yeah. That's the line. That's the line. Wizard Beast spotting the line. So you summon monkey, you freeze their Varden. Yeah.
The early sub in is actually maybe a disaster. You're right.
You need to freeze with. You can just freeze their Elise. You can just lock them out.
So is Ricochet on monkey this turn?
Yes.
So why was Guiding Path and the Boulder on the same turn? Like, why do they have different parts of the quest there last turn?
Guiding Path skips, advances it by 1 stage, so it skips the Boulder. Whereas
and they just
Ricochet went for the Boulder.
Oh, okay. So
they still both get to the monkey.
Right, but they just changed the things.
Yeah.
Okay. Not Elise gaming. Okay. Yeah, now Cornelius being out to open up the freeze is actually...
Although he's going... I don't understand this. He's going for the... I guess he wants to save the freeze for the monkey next turn. I don't know if I really like that, but it's not bad. It's, like, fine. He wants to kill the opposing monkey. This seems... Yeah, he could have just done it this turn, though.
And it would have done a bazillion damage, too. Why not go for the freeze explosion here?
I think this is just... I think he is thinking this is more guaranteed, and it also deals with their monkey. But, it would have... The other play, I think, was better. But I don't think he ever gets punished for it. I think this line was also fine. It's just the other one was probably better. It was definitely better because he doesn't need to protect his monkey this turn, so he would have been 1 cooldown closer to protecting the monkey, but again, it probably isn't going to matter. They can get the Elise buff now, so that could be relevant, but I don't think it is. Varden shoots. Yeah, no, actually it is relevant. This does matter, although I still think it's very, very Ricochet favored, but this was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the Cornelius sniping was a good thing, but now it apparently is quite the opposite.
Yeah, well, no, it was good. He just needed to play last turn differently. He needed to freeze, right?
Like Ricochet is still favored in that sense. Or yeah, I'm saying bad for Kpar.
Oh yeah.
You actually killed the Cornelius seemed like it might have been a good thing for Kpar, but then you opened
I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely agree.
Disaster. Kpar is still deep in the tank.
All right, let's see. Yeah, this was definitely a mistake. Not doing the thing last turn. All right, well they kill Monkey, so never punished.
And next.
And yeah, that's game one. Ricochet, he's got one hand on the trophy here.
One hand and 1 foot. Well, he had one hand from winner's side. Now he's got 1 foot on the trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, right. he's almost. He just needs one more to bring it home.
2 feet, 2 hands. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's been. I mean, we kind of called it though that the monkey match was going to be a little bit of a fiesta because like that game can go so many different ways depending on where those initial Varden hits go.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it would have been a totally different game if that Cornelius didn't die. Actually, probably.
And I mean, to that extent, that's kind of what I meant in a way by like, do these players want to opt into the monkey mirror? Like when it is a variance intensive matchup, then almost certainly one of those players wants to lean in to the mirror and one doesn't. But the fact that both did means that probably somebody messed up in that kind of sense of a queue order. You would have to imagine that Ricochet would be the one favored because you have the extra lives and you're like, oh, well, if I have 2 chances of doing this, maybe then I'll just take both. And that Kpar should be the one that's audibling, but
it also depends on like they know the matchups probably way better than we do. Like Wizard Beast is guessing that they're gonna both go Snake because Murlocs are unfavored into Snake, and that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
So maybe they were thinking a similar thing with the monkey, where worst case it's kind of a 50-50 with if the opponent chooses monkey, whereas maybe the monkey is favored versus their other 2 comps, so they don't want that bad matchup if they have to run into the monkey later with Snake, or if they have to run into the monkey later with Murlocs.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's just one of those things where it's like you never learn what that flow chart should look like until you test, and they happen to test, but they might have even gotten kind of inbred with their testing as it is. Yeah, now double monkey.
Yeah, double snake. Yeah, Wizard Beast called it. We have the snakes.
But now this is a Yulon thing where the Yulons can laser the snakes.
Yeah, so we've seen it before. You need to... You can't have your snake die. If your snake dies in the mirror, you have a really, really bad time. Unless their snake dies too, and then you're kind of on even footing. But if one side loses a snake and the other doesn't early on in the game, it's just a blowout.
Yeah. Ricochet's on game point, match point, tournament point. So if Ricochet wins, it is just over. If Kpar wins, there's upwards of 4 more games still to be played. Is there ever a world where they both end up killing the snakes and have to just like wet noodle spaghetti fight it out after that?
It could happen. It could happen. And Ricochet's only had 1 loss this whole tournament so far. He dropped 1 game to Wizard Beast so far. He's been 2-0 and everything else. So he's kind of that fresh and rested. Well, Kpar's been battling his way through the losers bracket. It's a lot of game 3s down there too.
Yeah, Ricochet on the speed run, especially if you can edit out the weight.
Yeah, cruising.
All right, so it looks like Kpar is going for health. Ricochet,
and he goes for health too. Okay. We have a mirror.
Oh, but is it still a mirror? We get 13-13s? Yep, okay, full. 1 bump. Wow, the stone cold. Yeah,
they probably practiced this mirror, I imagine. Especially because I guarantee they were both expecting a decent amount of snake to show up in this event. Yeah. Probably more than actually did show up.
Yeah, when they were the majority of the snake players, right? How many other snakes were there actually? 1,
think there were some, but not many.
Haggart had one. Zampage had one. That's it.
Wow, that's much less than I thought.
Yeah, wow.
Alright, so buffs going with taunt on the Yulon. That's interesting.
Okay, playing for the long game. We got these
Looks like
Anaconda.
it. Kind of makes sense. Like maybe you need the extra nature damage to start blasting stuff down. Oh, but you can't taunt though, so maybe he's literally just doing it for the nature damage.
And it only gets 3 or something? Nah, that seems kind of whack if you go for the nature
maybe he's forgetting about it, or maybe he's thinking that. Oh no, it's still turned off because it's 2 turns. Yeah, so maybe that's a bit of a mistake, or maybe they're seeing something we aren't.
Okay, well, this is how the matchup slides, one way or the other. That play almost certainly just won or lost the match.
So Kpar has the bigger snake.
Yep.
I think he wanted to protect his snake. Alright, I mean, it still seems like anyone's game. Kpar has a bit more health and a bigger snake, though, so I imagine he has the advantage, but maybe there's something to be said about getting a good swap in here.
Yeah, is there any world where they kind of have a different line? I mean, Bran lets you get some cheeky crits. I mean, I just look at these monkeys with their damage reduction and just like the numbers that are on board right now, and I just start to have a stroke. So I don't even,
yeah.
There's way too many things to have to think about adding up.
It's really hard to calculate the like you have to add the Yulon health, you have to subtract the damage, the snake is going to change retroactively throughout the turn. Like it's really complicated to keep up with all of this. It really is not easy. Have to Bran? Yeah, maybe he might have to go with the Bran.
I mean, whatever you bring in basically auto dies to the snake a lot of the time, but I guess not. I guess you have all the little the monkeys can kind of chip away at it. But are you okay with throwing away monkeys into the snake when they have great stat lines to tackle everything else? I don't know.
I think you might be. They both go Brucon. Yeah. No, it's looking like I think maybe Ricochet made a mistake there and forgot the Jade Flame was active and was thinking Kpar might go for the same thing, but forgot that the Jade Flame blocks taunt for 2 turns. Or maybe he was thinking, well, mine isn't blocked by my own thing, but he forgot it's blocked by Kpar's thing.
Yeah, I think definitely feels like a punt unless you really, because like if it was like 6 or 12 nature damage, I think you can start to make a relevant case for it.
Yeah.
Especially, the Brucon's coming. Maybe you get to set up for like the Brucon Bran Wombo combo, but I think the health advantage might just be too much, especially again when these monkeys are just a real problem on Kpar's side, where they're just an entire hit above everything else. They tank the chain lightnings. This could be a fatigue match as well.
Oh yeah, it very well could. Because neither player has a ton of damage. It's interesting to not see snakes go into snakes. Like they're both like really against doing that.
We have the wisdom versus patience here, another difference in the line.
Oh yeah. Oh, double hit on Yulon's pretty big, it feels like.
But we're a snake down.
Oh, yeah.
Snake down.
Snake down. That's got to be pretty terrifying for Ricochet.
And you still don't really have a...
You're staring down some big monkeys, too. 2362s. The snake's going to go back up to a 45. Yeah, I'm not sure that there's a way out of this now. But I think you play it out every time. You give yourself a chance, and then...
Oh, yeah, especially with this. Like, the snake isn't that big. Like, there are... Because, again, what's on the bench for both Sinestras and Brands?
Yeah, it's Sinestra and Bran left. Sinestra's gonna get clowned by this snake. If it's still alive. Though, having Yu'lon versus the Sinestra from Ricochet's side could be better. He just the snake just has to go. Like, if the snake goes, I think Ricochet can win this. Because he has the Yu'lon advantage.
Right? Like,
yeah, it looks like
100%
it.
of the time Yu'lon dies from Kpar here, and 100% of the time it doesn't die from Ricochet.
Yeah,
not 100.
It might be okay for... Alright, the slow is really heads up there, I think. Cho dead.
Panda boy, okay.
I think you kill whatever you can kill there, right? And wow, okay, that's huge.
Ooh, the 38.
I think Ricochet can win this now.
No, that was definitely a pretty... I'm really surprised that we went for the...
Well, I think I get why they went for it, because you weren't killing anything else. Or, like, you couldn't... And you weren't even threatening to kill over 2 turns. Now you can taunt with your own Yu'lon, too. Like, this feels like... Oh, it's crazy. Like, it really felt like the snake was doing all this stuff for Kpar, but maybe it was Yu'lon that was really the secret that needed to go. Not sure what turn it is, if we're getting close to fatigue, but I imagine we're getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, can you deal with these 30-90s, though? Like,
I don't think you... You taunt, so Yu'lon is taking the brunt of the force, then you're setting up for the AoE next turn. Once the Cho is gone, the big minions are a bit less scary because they're taking more damage, but they are a pain to deal with. Like, that is a lot of damage.
The Cho's not dying for at least...
But you can just focus... I think you can almost just focus the summons, because Cho, Bran, Brukan are not really pressuring you. Brukan's the scariest thing.
It's really coming at all from Kpar is pretty unfortunate. Taunt.
Snake down. Oh wow.
Juicy. Okay.
Is there... Alright, so I guess...
the chain lightning return from... Yeah, I mean, the double chain lightning is pretty sick.
They can...
But now we double chain lightning back, right?
No, I think he's going to go for the crit chain lightning. But the scary thing here is, if Bran goes for the crit, and... So you basically, I think you need to almost make the read of passing with Sinestra or swinging at the Cho. Because if they go for Bran crit, and they crit with those 28s, your Sinestra's gone. Yeah, Sinestra needs to pass or swing. Because she can't go... If she acts before those 28s, Bran is going to kill her. Whereas otherwise, I don't think they can. Really crazy weird line here.
Or whatever. Like, I'm not sure the monkeys care.
So it's what? It's... Can they kill anyway before then? So it's... So it's... 56 and then 66. They would have to attack with Bran instead of go for the crit line, and then they could kill it. So there's some real mind games here, and Ricochet sees the line. He's not acting with Sinestra. He sees the scariness. Oh my god, I think that just won in the game. Potentially.
I think these monkeys are too big.
We'll see. They might be, but now he can heal with the Sinestra, and I think he might have found a line to clutch it out. He can kill one of the monkeys too. Or can he? How much reductions Cho? Cho is 8 less, so no, he actually can't. We know he has 13 minus 8. Yeah, so he can kill the 33. Heal up, snipe down the Brukan. I think Ricochet can win this now.
I mean, it's crazy that it is winnable. I think I'm still Team Kpar here, but it's way too
very
close.
It's very close.
Brucon is also just dead. I mean, yeah, Cho'Gath is.
I love that he saw that line though. That was a really heads up play. If he swung there, I think would it have died if he swung there into the Cho? Lived at 9. Didn't gain any health, right? No. So he could have afforded to swing into the Cho, which might have been better. But I think passing is not bad either. The important thing is he did not heal.
Yeah, but I mean, Cho being alive now is pretty bad.
It's not that bad. Cho's not really doing very much. Although he's not going for the kill. Is he going for a kill on the... Lost the flip there. Brucon down.
Ooh, that's nothing. That's bad.
Oh, I think that was a mistake from Ricochet. You needed to kill that monkey. You should have left Brucon alive. Or you should have... I don't understand why he doubled with Bran. Oh, I think he was trying to... No, I think he was trying to double on his Brucon.
No, but the Brucon went for the muddy footing, I think.
Yeah, I don't understand that line. That confuses me. Like, he should have shot the monkey with Brucon, and then he could have used Bran to kill their Brucon. Or their... What, it's 12, right? Yeah, or their Cho. He could have killed either of them. And then I think he would have been set. But now, I think Kpar has this off the back of the 2 monkeys here, because we are not really doing anything.
That's just like 800 speed. I'm pretty sure you attack with... Kpar should have attacked with their Sinestro. Okay, still got there anyways, I guess. Same.
Yeah, and that should be game. Wow.
Okay,
incredibly close one, and it went very different than we thought. But yeah, I'm shocked you didn't go for killing the 38 monkey and viewed the Brucon as more of a threat. I don't agree with that line.
I mean, realistically, we back up all the way to turn 2, where there was a taunt instead of heal, and the game completely came off the hinges at that point. Props to Ricochet for bringing it back to a arguably winnable, or arguably maybe even like at least check, if not checkmate. But we battle on. Kpar holding on by a thread.
Yeah, that was a really, really close one. Oh, he wanted to heal after it, I guess, potentially. He was doing it more for the heal than for the doubling, maybe. We'll have to ask after the game's end. But the fact that he got in that position was very impressive after what I think the taunt was not the right play in that mirror early on, like you said. So the fact that he almost completely turned it around was pretty impressive.
And now it's a Murloc
mirror, another mirror.
And this is gonna just stats and divine shields and attacking and summons left and right. This is truly, in my opinion, gonna come down to which player has more reps with Murlocs. Like, which player actually knows this deck inside and out, because this is just a scrappy fight. This is just gonna be who gets the good divine shields in the right times, who gets the right calls, who gets the right Murloc.
Finley random skills, yeah. Like, there's a lot that can go in this game. Also, how they decide to lead, you can change up your Murloc lead, like, and maybe there's some real mind games there. And you got to imagine they've practiced. It seems like they've practiced the mirrors, so they have to have practiced the Murloc mirror. And I'm curious what kind of insights that gains you.
If you got to imagine if there was a matchup of your lineup to be like, it's already 12:30, dude. Like, I gotta go to bed. We'll do the Murloc one later. It's gotta be Murloc skip.
Yeah, right.
So if they skip class, let's see which one of them maybe grinded it more on ladder. But
yeah, because Murlocs are a viable ladder comp.
Yeah, this is probably the one comp that you could test the best on ladder and just figure out how to play it. Or if one of these players was a Murloc one trick from back in the day, and they just kind of understand some of the play patterns.
Ricochet has loved the Murlocs, I think, for a while. He's been he's a Murloc gamer. So he snaps Murgle thinking about the other two, and I like this. I mean, you're always playing Murgle here. The real question is, do you just slam out? Oh, okay. So he's going double green with Murgle.
I like that. I was just thinking. I think I prefer double green. If you really think that Morgul's getting like snapped off here, this is so much threat from the Murkai just sending into Morgul.
Finley's really, really scary into double greens, though.
That is true.
Because you can buff up your Finley on turn 2 and then have old Murkai just slam both your dudes into basically your Murkai. However, at the same time, your Murkai could get protected, but your protection comes down too early with the bubble off of Murky. Because it's 4 speed, and then they'd still get multiple hits in to break through the bubble.
Yeah, the multi-hitting post-invasion like that is actually kind of sweet. I wonder if we'll see a fishy barrage for the first time. If we can actually get...
maybe. That would be kind of funny.
But I mean, right now, Kpar's Morgul is presumably under duress, and for Ricochet, you have to imagine your Murkai is under...
Murkai's just really not being threatened by what Ricochet has as much, and Ricochet can't even like pressure their Finley that much. So I want to say, based off of these openers, I think Kpar is a better shot for now.
I mean, yeah. So this makes sense. How much does this do essentially? Like,
look how much healing that did.
That's actually really brutal. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, and then we get the full clear.
The crits were kind of a negative.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was actually like the fact that, I mean, Ricochet clearly took the like...
The crits were like non-crits because of that healing.
Yeah. But like that was their line. Their line was, I'm going to take double green into the Morgul and burn it down. But as we can see here, that flowchart...
It could still pay off. It could still pay off. We'll see.
It has to pull together.
Because now they get now they're faster with Murkai.
Yeah. So now they get the kill on Morgul, and now...
But the downside of being faster is your Finley buff is kind of awkward because you're buffing after you swing, although on the other flip side of that, it's defending your Murkai. So you're using it a bit more defensively, and I think that might be better because... Murkai's how you win this mirror, right? Like, Murkai and Finley are how you win this mirror, I think. They're the most important.
The fact that Murky, like those, I really expected the Divine Shields from Murky to play a huge role, and Ricochet is throwing that away. They're essentially saying, no, I don't need that. Yeah,
I don't think it would have been as good last turn, because the multi-hits basically get around the Divine Shield.
Just like in terms of the tenor of the matchup, I would imagine like there are these big chunky like just 40U and 60U and stuff. I would have thought the Divine Shield would have been good, but here, I mean, it's a Morgul diff at this point. Ricochet is saying, I'm going to trade Morgul for Murky, and Kpar is saying, I'm going to trade the other way.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is really better. Like, I think there are merits to both, and it depends how they play it out. The speed here is really nice, though. Yeah. Protecting your Murgul's big here.
Pop shield, that's nice, and tank that entire hit, but it doesn't block the
so
crit.
This seems pretty good for Ricochet, honestly.
Yeah.
Because his Finley is very healthy. Yeah, your Murkai is a bit less healthy. There's a very dangerous flip here if they both go for the 5s. I think you need to, if that's your line, you need to stack as many as possible.
We don't know what the Morlocology spins are for either.
Nope, that'll be a surprise to all of us.
Yeah, I think if you're Ricochet, you're glad with how much work your Murkai has put in already, and you're okay with sacking it, basically. Like, you were trading it for the Morgul, and you did that, and now it's still alive, and it punches back so hard. Like, there's no, like, even the red base damage that has to come in to kill it,
but
it basically just kills it exactly back. Like, Ricochet just is getting so much value out of their Murkai.
43 and 40, 43 and 44. So they could, if they win this, flip, Murkai dies. However, Kpar could get a nature spell off Morlocology and then bubble up with Murky. and that would be pretty bad for Ricochet. You never play around that. Like, you can't play around that.
Murloc though from Kpar.
Ooh. And it looks like Ricochet's going for the line like I was kind of I was thinking about here. Oh, and he got that's what he needed. That's what he needed. Lost the flip too.
Disaster.
Yeah, that's really bad for Ricochet.
Yeah.
Not over, but not looking good.
No,
you can do some silly things with Bane and Murgle, but like you're staring down some 30 attack Murlocs, so I think the odds of that are rather low. But you can protect with like your Finley, and we'll see. But again, this is this is the grand finals. However, Ricochet still has the Kpar has to get through the bracket reset. So if Kpar wins this, they're running it back in another best of 3. If Ricochet wins this, he is the champion.
On the line. Okay, and now the Bane totem comes out. I mean, that's also been an interesting thing of like how the minions have been dying, or how the mercs have been dying so far has like stagger stepped in interesting, weird ways. But so far, I mean, it is that Murlocology flip to give the crazy divine shield.
That was huge.
That's kind of what I was expecting. Like I thought the murky, I didn't think it was going to be as dependent on a Murlocology flip. But I mean, how many of the Murlocology spells are nature? It has to be a lot.
There are quite a few. The important thing was that he got one that was 4 speed or less, and there aren't a ton of those. There are a few. You got like the Cookie Snipe, you got the Murgle main ability, but there really aren't a ton that are 4 speed or less, and that's what you need to get the combo. He could have still used it without the combo, but it would have been less impactful.
We kind of wish the Bane was in the middle of or like next to the Morgul, right? Could we have organized?
No, I like protecting the Finley. I think he's protecting the totem. I don't know if I agree with that.
Take a million.
Yeah, it literally just dies.
Oh, the easy cheeky snipe for free.
Doesn't even get, although he does have a snipe, but the snipe isn't it's not very good, and Finley can literally protect against it. So I think this one's gonna be a Kpar win, which is going to be a bracket reset.
It's certainly looking like it. It's oh god, yeah, the fact that we have the 1 speed. Kpar has the pump, the +5/+5 armor lock at 1 speed to beat.
Yeah, so he can get around it either way.
Brutal. Yeah, so I mean, if you look at that was, so this game was, Ricochet said, I'm going to kill your Morgul at the expense of my own Murkai. And it worked. And Ricochet then like didn't really get that much off of their own Morgul, and Kpar got a crazy murky, just ace essentially, because
your call about it seemed to be correct. The murky ended up being really high value here because he was able to pull a lot more value out of the Murkai and the Finley because of it. Yeah, it's just
everything.
Boom. Oh, they kill the summon. Doesn't even kill that. And oof.
Yeah, down 2 mercs. Now it's...
I mean, you can stall with the Finley, but they're just too big. Like, they're literally... whatever you protect gets wrecked. The other thing gets wrecked.
Yeah, being able to completely invalidate the Bane totem as well, just like with the little cheeky bop with Morgul, yeah, or with Murky, I think it was.
Yeah.
All right, well, so now, honestly, thinking of going into the bracket reset, now who audibles of the lineup, because they elected to go mirror, 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 and it swung in Kpar's favor, but they were very distinctly differently played, mistakenly or otherwise, from turns 2 onward, turns 1 onward. So they weren't true mirrors. Maybe they are okay with running it back and saying, I'll just take a different line, but I'll play the mirror again? Or will one player really deviate and say, you know what, no, I think I'm going to run Murlocs into Snake or something? But apparently chat was saying that Murlocs doesn't have a great matchup into Snake, and also maybe doesn't have a great matchup into
Monkey.
Alias combo. So this will come down to what did they learn from testing and how do they feel about those games? Because I think Ricochet might just feel good about it if they say, I'll just click the right button on Yulon this time. And
I think they're going to go for the mirror again. I think Kpar is going to feel confident in going for the mirror again because he just won the mirrors. And I think Ricochet is going to feel confident going in the mirror again because I think he's going to have learned from, hey, I did this last time, it didn't work out, I need to do a different line. Because he got close, he did get close, but I think he's just going to kind of take the information that he got from those games and from trying these different lines to be like, all right, I need to deviate a little, or I need to maybe just not try and do something different.
Yeah. And we said technically Ricochet had the extra life, right? So maybe you take the really high variance angle, whatever they decide is the high variance angle in match one, and then say, okay, just kidding, haha, that wasn't real, I have an extra life. Now it's the real finals, and now we'll run it, and we'll see. So, I love how many different forms of play expression Mercenaries really allots to its players, and I think we've seen a lot of that upside down, left, right, and center throughout most of this tournament, whether it's cool builds, cool lineup just ordering, cool combos that we've never seen before, cool ways of deciding how to navigate a matchup within and without a mirror match. So this tournament has just been a banger from start to finish.
Definitely. It's been a lot of fun. People have been enjoying playing. We've had a great time casting, watching. It's just these events are always a lot of fun, so big shout out to everyone for playing in them. I couldn't do it without you. Big shout out for everyone watching. Big thanks to the people who've been subbing in the chat. Really appreciate all of that. And yeah, it's if you missed any of the tournament, do not worry. It'll be going up on YouTube within the next week, probably like next Saturday, next Sunday or so. So if you missed any of it, an edited down version will be there if you want to catch some of the other games.
And Pauper Tournament 1 and 2 are up on YouTube somewhere, lurking around there too. So
yes.
If you want to go back and check out some more funky history, I know what was the nature of the first Pauper Tournament? The second one was lots of dragons, lots of shadow.
First one was really weird because our pool of rares and epics was a lot smaller because it was closer to launch. We didn't have that many new mercs out at that time.
Oh, that was Varden went crazy. I think.
Yeah, Varden was pretty nuts in that tournament, and that was original Varden.
Yeah.
So like before they did the rework, and so that's some real fine Mercenaries history there. That'll be
2021.
Yeah, fun to revisit sometime. Like that's another reason I love doing these events, because the metas are all so different. That it's kind of just like a good historical thing for the mode, like seeing like how with we have altered the format a little bit from each event, but I think with each alteration it's been improving and making for a more interesting casting experience, a more interesting playing experience. Like I really like this current format. Yeah, you guys are running it back because that was the bracket reset. So now whoever wins this best of 3 will be our champion.
Kpar trying to reclaim the throne. They have it from last tournament. They were our Pauper Open 2 winner. So with the bracket reset, they're ever closer. But the testing buddies getting the finals appearance, grand finals appearance. I mean, you can't write it up any better than that. So props to them for sure. And like we said, testing has been the name of the game. I think every single person that has really kind of come out and said like, oh yeah, no, I tested a lot for this tournament, were explicitly rewarded with equity in their lineups, in their gameplay, in their just general prep to be able to understand what the meta was going to be like. Because I think, like you said, the read on how much big snake there was going to be was a big question that should have been looming potentially in the thoughts and minds of the players. And half of the field brought it, so statistically that was worthwhile.
Yeah.
But the dragon stuff was also like very different. I mean, even that, like, I didn't even realize it until the tournament was going, that the dragon heavy meta of the second tournament really got changed in an unusual way because the Yulon has to go into Big Snake.
Yep.
So, like I said, Wizard Beast basically opted out of Big Snake to keep with the Dragons theme and double down on that. But a lot of players ended up having to slide their Yulon away, which means that Dragons were gone, which means now the meta is all of a sudden very different again. And Cho is all over the place as we expected, and summons are certainly playing a role, but it's more like these combo summons. It's comboing the monkey summon, it's comboing the snake summon, not the super go wide plan, but we saw the Cho backup plan work really well. So I like this meta is probably my favorite of all the Pauper Open metas so far.
Same.
The tournament has been probably the best, the most exciting kind of games too, and all with 8 people. How can you run an amazingly sick tournament with cool matchups and like cool prep, and no one was just like spaghetti flopping all over the place? 8 people, 6-hour tournament. That's just value.
Yeah, no, it's been really, really great. And Mike, the great comment of it really does show how impressive like the high level games can be. Like there's such a difference in just like not only just like high level play, but in a format where like we said, you have to go out of your way to test this, and we're seeing that both these players did test this with each other, funnily enough, because obviously your testing resources are kind of limited. So it's really, I think it's really cool. We saw this in the last Pauper Open, where the same thing kind of happened, where the practice partners made it to the end, and it just really kind of cements that the practice pays off. It really does.
Definitely, yeah. Forget it. Imagine if you were only playing Mercenaries and like only just grinding your bounties, right? And then all of a sudden you like just tune into any one of these rounds of these tournaments, and you just be like, "What video game am I?"
Yeah, it's totally different, right? Like, and I think it's really something the mode should lean more into over time is find a way to create something like this in the client without having to have an external group run it. Like I love doing this, and I'm going to continue doing this, but like it would be great if more people could access this without having to jump through a lot of hoops.
Yeah, God, imagine how tilted the standard players would be if Mercenaries got a tournament function before standard.
Oh man,
I'll trade draft, right? Standard can get tournament mode, and Mercenaries
draft
can get
would be so free. It would be so good. All right, looks like we're going in. I'll watch Ricochet again. We'll keep it consistent.
Yeah, grand finals, the bracket reset.
This is for all the marbles.
Every single marble, and Kpar is leading with.
We got Monkey.
Just kidding. Yeah, it's Monkey on Kpar's side. It's Monkey on Ricochet's side.
Monkey.
Okay.
Kpar has made a change here, though. Now rocking the Death Rattle equipment. Copying Ricochet's homework a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they had the
copying each other's homework. Yeah.
And so now they're like, okay, no, none of that. I'm not even gonna low roll my Cornelius damage away. I'm just gonna take the Death Rattle. I mean, I think the Death Rattle probably makes the most sense in the mirror, because even if your opponent combos off and kills you, you just wipe their board back like a lot of the time. Also consider that Kpar, I think, high rolled like crazy on their, or maybe that's against Wizard Beast, where they managed to get like the really lucky Varden flips after the monkey had resolved. But let's see. Is there a distinct skin difference? I think I prefer Ricochet's Varden, but I like Kpar's Cornelius more. Okay. All right. The RNG goes wide. I guess it doesn't really particularly matter on this turn.
Yeah, not so much this turn. It's really the next turn that it matters a lot.
There might even be a cute argument to saying that you want your Varden to be low health because of the Death Rattle. So that, like, the fact that Kpar's Varden here is at 80, like, imagine we go 2 turns away, Ricochet combos, goes off with the monkey, kills everything, even shoots Varden once and it doesn't die, and it doesn't get the Death Rattle, and then the monkey disappears and you lose all that spell damage. Like, that could be a disaster. So we'll see if the lower health on Ricochet's Varden ends up making a difference.
Yeah, true. I mean, it could, but I don't think it will, because they're gonna just heal so much here anyway.
That's true. We just go straight back up, but okay.
Double hit on the Elise. 1 hit.
Ooh, 2 in the
All right, this is actually interesting. This is kind of a similar situation as last time, right? Because their Elise is 1 slower, but their Varden's all the way at 9, whereas Kpar can just go monkey on 7.
Yeah, as good as monkey.
Oh no, they're double slowed. They're double slowed
on the Varden, right?
On the Elise on Ricochet's side. So, oh wow, this really.
Yeah, so it's a really bad way for Ricochet. It's the really
good Ice Lance their Varden. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think you have to Ice Lance their Varden and stop it.
Ricochet needs to Ice Lance Kpar's Varden
to
stop the flurry, but both sides then get monkey, and then
it'll be a flip anyway.
Yeah, now it's a flip next turn.
Well, you got to go for it as Ricochet because you're unfavored. If he doesn't go for it, Kpar is just like celebrating in the streets, like like you're so happy if they don't go for that line. Monkey for sure.
We still hold on to the blessing. Wait, no, who blessing last turn? Okay, Kpar blessing.
Kpar blessinged. Ricochet did not. Ricochet sees the line. He's going for the freeze on their Varden.
Yep, monkey time. Monkey time.
And now, so here's something kind of funny. So I think the play here. Oh, this is neat. So he's going to protect the monkey with Cornelius. And then you can, by attacking with the monkey, you can stack 5s. So you can go Varden Flurry, and then you can stack a 5 with attacking with the monkey, and it'll be protected.
That's genius.
Oh wait, can you not protect it because it's not a mercenary? Yeah, to another friendly merc. No, you can't protect it. Well, it doesn't matter. Protecting it isn't really that big because you can afford to swing at the monkey to give yourself a better chance. Question is if they do the same, then it's just a 50-50. Actually, no, Kpar actually has more. No, Kpar doesn't have more 5s. So yeah, you gotta swing with the monkey. Otherwise, whoever swings with the monkey is gonna have an advantage in the flip for this mirror.
Yeah, other 5, right? Basically, okay, here we go.
Also, how the death rattle goes can completely change this too.
They blessing have sacked different things. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
And the explosion.
Yeah, and that's probably just a win for Kpar, but they're incentivized to play it out for sure. It's really rough.
Sure. I don't even think the monkey. I don't even think Kpar queued up the monkey attack either.
No, I don't think either of them did. They just. I mean,
that's a hard
yeah
line to find. In a weird way, like that's just so unintuitive because you're like, I'm protecting my monkey at all costs. Like you're truly not even thinking about that.
That could have gone so differently, right? Because even if Varden won the flip, if those Varden shots went into Ricochet's Varden, the death rattle would have blown him out.
Which is why I was surprised that Kpar protected their Varden. You really want Varden to die.
I think that's kind of an odd one. Didn't end up mattering, but. Yeah, that's that. Oof. Yeah, these mirrors are really weird.
I mean, at least it's honestly it's cool.
It's neat to see.
It's a mirror that like it's not like it's a mirror in standard again in that sense where it's literally like did you draw your cards at the right time? In this case, it's like okay, both of us have full information. Like now what? Like now it's a mirror. Now you change the way that you play. It's not like okay, I'm gonna hope that I draw the right cards essentially in the right sense. You hope that you get the right Varden flips, but the fact that you can like manipulate that so much even in mirrors has always been something that I've liked a lot.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see neither player went for that line of kind of manipulating the flip in their favor because maybe they were scared of some way of targeting the monkey, but I don't think there was a way. So monkey down, which means Ricochet has a chance.
Yeah,
but that Elise has to go. That Elise has to go like yesterday, and his Elise is totally healthy. So like we still have a game here.
I mean, you're down what? 2 mercs, but Cornelius is.
Is
I mean,
one
the
of
fact
them
that you get
ahead,
them-
or are they still on the same like monkey trajectory? Like I think they've.
Monkey trajectory. It
Elise is on route, or
I-
Ricochet's on route rather.
I mean, the fact that you have real mercs in play for Ricochet is actually pretty legit.
Yeah, I think they're on the same pace for monkey. So this is this game very well could be swung back. Oh wow! Oh my! This is insane.
Oh, the combo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fact that you get in real mercenaries that can click real buttons is so big. Oh my god.
And Elise is down, and Ricochet might have just completely turned this around after losing his first monkey. This is nuts.
And yeah, now it's just a simple monkey dip.
And yeah, now it's like, what did they do? Like their mercs don't combo with each other. They have like no inherent synergies. And Ricochet, and they don't have the damage to kill this Elise. So Ricochet can just like heal up here. You can, and you're gonna be fast. Well, you actually being fast is kind of bad, but next turn you can just go monkey and then try and freeze. I don't know. It's actually a little awkward not having your Tyrande at 5 because it goes off before the monkey.
Yeah, the freeze from Kpar is actually pretty juicy.
But the freeze won't matter if Ricochet goes for a heal because it's 3 speed.
No, yeah, not for freezing this turn. Just like,
oh yeah.
Do you even try to freeze like? I mean, both players will have their freeze up for next turn. But does Ricochet's Tyrande here go for the double into the like?
He's thinking about it.
Shot everything. Man, this makes me want to play with Tyrande. I haven't really played with her since the update.
Yeah, she's good. She's very good.
Oh, summon dude from Kpar.
Oh wow. He didn't go for the heal on Elise. I'm kind of surprised by that, honestly. You just went for Boulder.
Dang. Ooh, and the good bump.
Jeez. This is so weird. So you can protect Elise. Monkey protect Elise. And they don't have a way to target the monkey.
How do you protect Elise, though?
You protect Elise by freezing it.
With Ricochet freezes their
Oh
own
wait, no,
Elise?
you can't. If you freeze your own guy, you don't get a monkey.
Yeah.
But he's doing it. He's going for it anyway.
Kpar is going for the freeze on Elise. Like, I don't know why Ricochet would want to freeze his own Elise.
I'm confused.
I guess because you get they bounce a million things back and forth. That's right.
Oh. Wait.
And now it's...
Now Nuzau's here, and Nuzau can protect, and then they get the monkey, and then they might be able to close it out somehow. This is so weird.
Does our... No, because she doesn't have the big...
No, but yeah, I think this
I don't have any
is...
ways to use the monkey anymore.
They would need the freeze, but they need 2 turns for that. Job's done. Yeah, I think that's right. I think you had to go... You had to freeze their Zijara. But then there's a risk there, because she has the equipment, and whenever the first character is frozen, it freezes a random enemy. And they actually had to change that equipment, because it would go infinite.
Yeah.
It would bounce itself. And there's the monkey.
You headbutt that?
Why
not headbutt the Elise?
Good question.
Maybe you thought it wouldn't kill it? Because I think the Elise took like...
Oh, damage reduction. The damage reduction. 10 less damage. Yeah. Would have made a difference. I think now Ricochet wins.
Yeah, now I don't know how... I guess
you can't headbutt through taunt? Attack an enemy? Oh, yeah, because it's...
That's silly. Okay.
That's what
I mean,
that's kind of unintuitive, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, you definitely still have to headbutt it, so I suppose that makes sense. Or does it just shoot like?
At least heals, yeah. I'm pretty sure they just can't kill because of the damage. Kpar can't kill because of damage reduction. And the next turn, we're gonna see Ricochet protect his monkey, and it's going to AoE them, and that's gonna be the game. Absolutely insane mirror match here.
And this was all off the back of
losing the flip and
yeah.
Ricochet being down the monkey and still finding a way through it. That's
second monkey.
Absurd.
72 is not 73.
He swings with the monkey.
Oh, we get the monkey in there. We're going to the red zone.
Yeah. Oh my.
Now they found the line.
And now it's over. Now it's over. And Ricochet is going to take it. Wow,
hey.
That was insane. I don't know how you top that game. That was such, like, wow. I'm a little speechless with this one. I was so sure when Ricochet lost that the monkey in the beginning, it was just the beginning of the end, and I certainly wouldn't have taken all of these lines. I wouldn't have known to take all these lines. Like,
no, and
crazy.
And now, I mean, the monkey sending the monkey in to attack to win that flip on that other thing was like absolutely the chance, I think, for either player to be able to like eke it out. And yeah, the freeze flipping was crazy. The freeze, the range.
Oh, there is a chance he could freeze now.
Oh, freeze the.
Yeah, he could freeze. Monkey. No, he could freeze the their freezer, but then he could just do it next turn potentially. Still ended up being like rather close in the end there. Look how little health was left on Ricochet's side.
That's one more bleed tick, right, from Elise or whatever.
Yeah, really. Like, Jesus.
Okay,
that was intense.
Well, so now we have Ricochet going up. So last set, they had lost that first mirror, and then both players reran the snake mirror in match 2, in which Ricochet made the mistake of accidentally using the wrong ability. So they're kind of favored going into even game 2, despite it being a rerun of a lost game from last match. So
and it's going to be a mirror. It's going to be another mirror because we know that the Murlocs into Big Snake is not a good choice. So nobody's gonna, neither of them are gonna say, all right, I'll bring Murlocs to try and fake them out. Like, no, like if either of them bring Big Snake, and you can't afford to do that as Kpar, because then you're just out. If you lose it, then you're just out.
No one way to find out. Snake from Kpar.
Yep. Snake from Ricochet. As expected.
So now, what happens in this match when both players Jade Flame Buffet on turn 2? And what happens to the snakes? We also saw Kpar's Cho monkeys get completely out of hand. Obviously, that was after the disaster with the snakes, so it's hard to tell if that will also be replicated, but those guys went the distance.
Oh, all right. That one's making an interesting point here. If Ricochet brought Murlocs, he would have an easy win next game with Snake against Murlocs.
I did not think about that. If you just take the guaranteed L and then you take the guaranteed win, that
would have been a 5-head strat.
He's gonna earn it the hard way, apparently.
Yep, in the mirror.
That is something to think about. That Ricochet might have maybe.
It's definitely riskier going this line. Yeah, for sure. That's a good observation.
Job's done. I mean, that's also off of the testing suppositions that apparently Murlocs just can't beat Big Snake. Is that true? We don't know. But they obviously know a lot more than we do, and they are running the mirrors back to back to back. But a cute little showcase as well of their testing.
Yeah. No, it's been quite some game here.
And when will one player deviate from their flowcharts?
Yeah, that's what we're waiting to see, right? Like, we know Ricochet probably learned from last time. Like, all right, I made a little mistake with the taunt, so I'm not going to do that again. Yeah, apparently Kpar told Wizard Beast that Snake murders the Murlocs, so they probably both know. So from that perspective, yeah, it probably would have been right. But think I don't think Ricochet was thinking about that as much. I probably would have missed it too, honestly.
And that's one of those things that absolutely they kind of like try to teach you to like that's not the type of cheese you need to be like wasting your brain space on necessarily of like, oh, let me just take the guaranteed loss and then I'll win. Like that's
it's also
left field.
Like a new format, right? Like we haven't played a lot of events with this format, so I think that's something that can be learned from doing something like this.
Oh, definitely. Oh, our first.
All right,
first
casualty.
deviation. So we've got exactly the same on both sides, except
a little
Kpar
different. So
has less health on the show. So that's not good for Kpar.
Yeah, you gotta. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, you're definitely not happy about it.
That's just like wasted. What did you need both attacks? Was that just doing the math wrong potentially?
So I think they swung the where did the
and Snake I think into the Anaconda.
Oh, okay.
That's why you have the 30 plus ish health or whatever left on Ricochet's show.
Yeah, so it seemed unnecessary. It seemed like a waste of damage, right? Like you'd rather get that damage into their Cho or their Yu'lon.
Yeah, and both Brucons.
I love the fact that the snakes never go after each other. I just think that's so funny. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just so funny to me. You're not, like, you never take the risk of just, like... I wonder if you ever get ahead enough with your other minions if you just trade snakes.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they aren't looking for more lines of, like, boop your snake down by, like, 10, and then kill it with my snake, untap, heal my snake with the 1-speed Jade Flame. Like, those type, like, you only need the health differential to be off by, like, 2. Oh, like this! This might be it, actually.
We'll see.
So will Ricochet's snake go into the snake?
It would be really heads up, actually.
Yes.
Although it won't die, but it'll maim it enough to where it won't get a kill. And we see, alright, so we see different targets here. This is the real divergence.
So Yu'lon taken down, and Brucon.
I like Ricochet's targeting here a bit better. I think it's better to take down the Yu'lon than it is the Brucon, because now Ricochets can keep scaling up. Kpar doesn't really have a great way to deal with it, and Ricochet's snake is just going to keep getting bigger. The Cho is still pretty out of range. Yu'lon can also now taunt too to block the snake, and Yu'lon is big enough to actually survive a hit off of the big snake.
Yeah. No. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, and you can Bran make the is this only target Mercenaries? His third ability? Because imagine if you make the snake attack twice and you're healing it. Destroy 20 health to an ally. It's not Mercs only, so you could attack with snake, Bran to heal the snake, and smack into something, and that would just like end it, right? Like unless it hits the summons. But you can aim one of those. It's just random on the other. So I think that's kind of the line I like. Like you taunt up with the Yu'lon to protect your stuff. You swing with your snake into one of their mercenaries, probably Cho, and then you use Bran's 8 to make the snake swing again. And you're healing it, so it's going to be even bigger. So if you nail their snake just dies.
But you almost probably don't want it to hit the snake so that you
it's unlikely to hit the snake though, right? It'd be a 1 in 4.
The fact that there are 2 monkeys there to like be not a great hit for the double snake, is that like dissuading the line potentially?
I still think it's worth it. But it looks like he's not going for it. It looks like he is going for the taunt, but he's not going for the double up on the snake. He's just going for the crit, and I don't really
Kpar,
I guess the crit can make sense depending on where these monkeys are going. I kind of missed that. If they're going into the Cho, the crit makes sense, I think. But it depends on how the flips go on 5. There are a million 5s right now. And did Kpar go for the double snake?
No, Kpar went for double chain lightning.
Oh, wow. And he got it off because he won the flip versus the snake.
But it didn't kill the brand.
Okay.
Okay, indeed. What? So
I don't know how to evaluate this board state. Both. I mean, one is a bigger snake than the other, but like
and the
they're both
like
going to kill each other's
difference
Sinestra, right? Like they both go for the Sinestra.
Probably.
Neither of them have a way of protecting the Sinestra. The only difference is now, now Ricochet can say, "All right, it's time for me to double snake." Like you have to double snake now. I think there's no question.
Ever live? Can you keep your Bran alive?
Oh, that's a fair point. No, you can't. So I guess you have to go for the crit then, because yeah, the monkeys will kill it otherwise.
Yeah, I think double chain lightning was definitely inferior for sure, because all it did was like spread this like random little like tickle damage.
I think they were both supposed to double up on the snake.
That's unironically one of the hardest parts about testing for Mercenaries is testing the late game.
Yeah,
because there's so many things that you practice before then that it wastes so much, or not wastes, but like it
takes so much time. Yeah,
that you actually just can't test your late game board states.
Yeah, it's like you can't test every line. Yeah,
which is cool. In that way, it like forever buffs both practice, but also nerfs it to the point where like it will never be perfect.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. You gotta kill Sinestra, right? Yeah, you're killing the Sinestra 100% of the time.
Brand down. Brand does get to tank a whole second shot because of this. Sinestra does whatever. Oh, the good
There's
56
Sinestra
crit.
swings. And that.
Finally, they trade the snake. There we go.
Wow.
Okay.
And wait. Is there potential for a tie here? Do they have enough with the damage reduction versus Sinestra?
Now your monkeys are just way too big, I think. The fact that you're up a monkey.
Yeah, no, the monkeys have too much health. The monkeys have too much health. I think Kpar snagged this one.
That was partially because did Kpar win the snake attack flip because he killed the snake with his bigger one? I think he
did win the snake attack flip.
Yeah, no, it did. That's massive. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Back and forth.
So it's looking like we're going to a game 3.
Yep. For the Murloc smang down.
Another mirror, yeah.
But they had weird openers in the there were differentiated openers in the Murloc mirror. And so I wonder if, because Ricochet kind of got bodied, it seemed, by having the...
Yeah, there's no shot he opens the same way again. I think he's going to open the same way Kpar opened. Boom. All right. Well, there we go. The big snake from Kpar takes down Ricochet's, and we're going to our final game.
And we didn't do all this testing to not milk our camera time.
Yeah, they're getting the most of it.
Staying out there. All right.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild. Like, that's crazy. And this shows even more. Like, it would have been great. And maybe they didn't realize they could double snake. Or because like Mike points out, like we thought you could protect the monkey with Cornelius, but you can't because it's a mercenary. But Bran is ally, not mercenary, so you could proc it on a summon. So that's like just one of those things that maybe your brain just doesn't recognize that because you're used to thinking of the old way. And like, think how often do you use the Bran skill 3?
I was gonna say, yeah,
like it's not often.
Like when do you get to Bran being alive? Your snake is alive, and you're not just like running away with it.
Yeah, it would have been big, and neither of them saw it. Like neither of them ended up going for that line when it would have been good for both of them. And
they are ready. They said enough of the lines.
Yep.
We're Sliding right in.
We're
Kpar.
the fishy finisher.
Will Ricochet go for the double green start or no?
I don't think so. He hasn't slammed him yet, but I think you gotta go full mirror.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you could backtrack and say like, well, if they just didn't Murloc College me like a fast nature spell on that turn, then maybe my line would have worked, right? Maybe you play the odds and say like, no, I'm okay with trying to tackle the Morgul. But the problem is, even against the double green opener, Kpar's Morgul survived for what seemed like a long time, like longer than it needed to against something that was trying to target kill the Morgul. And even if you do target kill it and they just bust out the Murky Red again, yeah, that doesn't feel great and just gives you more opportunities to high roll the Divine Shields later. So, but can you go into another full mirror? Like, can you go into a full like RNG mirror?
I think that well, Ricochet says yes. Ricochet says
right.
yes. That's what we're gonna do.
They said I limit tested last match. Enough of that. All right, only a skin difference.
Yep. I'm a little biased towards the Sir Finley and Mr. Maxwell, the horse there. Though the wave riding it
surfing,
fits.
He's surfing.
Yeah. Look
so
at that.
Good.
And it matches the colors with the other ones. This is the real analysis. You know?
I think so. Though I think Murkai might have had a more watery skin. Though there's a bubble.
Yeah, you got the bubble and there's a little tiny fin in there. He's just chilling. All right, so locked in. They're just kind of waiting on the Murgle, where they're gonna send Murgle, and it's interesting because like there's an argument to not going for the crit with Murgle because I mean it's effectively the same as not doing a crit to anyone else because of the healing, or like
the healing reduction
close to the same. It's not exactly the same, but it's close. Yeah, he just changed it up last minute. He changed it from Finley to Murkai.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no crit. I like it.
Oh, okay.
They're both. I honestly don't think I expected them to double target like this.
They both did the exact same play, but now this is where this gets interesting. Now there's a chance, especially depending on what that Murlocology rolls. If one of them can kill the opposing Murkai while the other keeps it alive, this gets really, really bad for the player whose Murkai dies. I'm not sure if it's possible. It's going to depend, I think, on the rolls of...
You can roll the 12, like the Morgul laser, right?
But you imagine they're both going to protect with... they're both going to use Finley to protect.
Right.
And Ricochet isn't using the... He's going for the protect, so I'm guessing he didn't get a good roll.
Yeah, I think Kpar's also not Murlocologying.
Now, is he attacking, or is he summoning a Murloc with Murkai?
Good question. Murkai is attacking.
Ooh, so that's interesting. So Ricochet's actually going for the Murloc summon at 4 speed here.
I think I like making a Murloc here. I don't know how much I like.
I do too.
What are you attacking? Unless you try to go and attack the...
Attacking will get Ricochet's down, but then Ricochet can kind of just revenge kill it pretty easily. So it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, divine shield, pop the shield.
Oh, wait.
Oh, but we got the life.
Okay. Well, now this is an easy cookie snipe.
Yeah, slightly different, but yeah, the cookie can slide in. There's no speed ups yet from the... No divine shield, murky.
The cookie looks pretty good into this, right? Like he can get like a bleed going, heal up your Murlocs potentially.
The issue is basically if you can trade the cookie for the Murk-Eye, but then it lets Kpar bring in Bane or Murky and then strand you on a cookie that you don't really care about.
I think Cookie does all right, though, because you can kind of pressure down their Finley. And Finley's pretty scary to leave alone, even with Murk-Eye gone.
You can wipe the heal so well with Morgul's healing. Even just the bleed tick alone would crit or would deal. Oh no, it doesn't.
Doesn't crit anymore. Yeah, he's going for the cookie.
You just heal it off right away with the Morgul. But then like you literally have so many healing effects on Morgul alone. Whenever they take damage, that'll just wipe the bleed.
It's dangerous because if they send in like Bane here and then they get like a little bit of heal power, they can just outscale. I think like Bane Murgul can be disgusting if you get a little bit of heal power. Between Bane healing every other turn and then getting his big AoE down, and Murgul giving your Murlocs health and having more buffed up healing, and he has the passive healing. It might be pretty hard to overcome.
No, it's definitely a whole big.
Oh, we're gonna see a Fishy Barrage.
I was just looking at Kpars and I was like, wait, Fishy Barrage looks kind of nice, like in the next maybe 1 or 2 turns. But the fact that Ricochet actually has the 4th Murloc that will live, and Kpar is really expecting to go down to 3, I think makes Kpar like a little bit sad. But I like the angle from Ricochet, especially with the lower health.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Tonight. Oh, Divine Shield at random.
Oh, and he gets the Divine Shield on Finley, too. Oh, wow.
Or Fishy Barraging there? Oh, it's random?
It's random, yeah.
Yikes, that ability sucks. Okay.
Well, it was pretty good there, because now he can, can cookie snipe the Finley.
No, but then it goes to, like, 3 after the...
Oh, you're right. It doesn't get a kill. Jeez. Although, if you get a cookie snipe on the Finley Discover, you can then snipe into snipe.
True.
Wow, yeah, the Murloc Mirror is crazy.
I think so. This is what I was talking about. Where like Kpar now, in theory, that trade might have been okay for you because you strand your opponent on like support, and Finley.
Yeah. But
Kpar is now going to lose their own Finley as well. But like, I think I like the idea of being able to start.
Ooh, so that Bane Totem is actually kind of a liability.
Yeah.
Like that's a free snipe, and that's 60 HP across all your characters. That's a ton. And these are all Murlocs, so your damage really, like anytime that big 32 attack is swinging, it's losing some damage. When their Finley is gone, they don't really have a great way to scale up. They have a way to scale up healing, but they don't have a way to scale up damage.
True.
So that being said, if it goes to fatigue, maybe, but if Ricochet has the higher damage when they enter fatigue, it's going to be just better for him, right? You'd imagine.
Yeah, no, I think Kpar did not realize the cookie snipe. Like, in that sense, the cookie, like, pre-moved for the Bane, because you put them on, they're not going to bring in Cookie, they have to decide between Murky and Bane, and then the Cookie actually blocks the Bane because of that guarding totem. I didn't even notice the totem from now.
Yeah.
But I think you're right.
Totem ends up being, like, normally it's good, but against Cookie, it really can be a liability.
Brutal, and they slurp it right up. They get the good chain heal.
They do, so as long as Kpar still has Finley, they're still very in this game.
Yeah.
That's a pretty brutal hit, but at least the minion's gone. And again, look at all this healing.
Mm-hmm.
But look how much bigger Ricochet's Finley is.
Yeah. I love a Murloc miss, or the...
Oh, Fishy Barrage again!
Fishy Barrage goes crazy here.
Oh, it's nuts. Imagine Finley gets one too. Double Fishy Barrage.
Can you steal any Murloc ability?
Oh yeah, it's any launch, any of the the currently available Murlocs, I believe is how it works. I don't think he can take his own. I think it's just any other Murloc.
Okay. No, I mean the Fishy Barrage goes so hard here against double reds, where even the variance gets kind of outdone by the fact that you just are favored 2-1.
And even if you're missing on it, like you're not dealing 20 with it, so Murgle isn't healing off of it.
Yeah, and the crits that hit Bane won't heal because he's not a Murloc.
Yep.
And even if you hit for, what's it, 24, so they're actually hitting for 4.
Oh no, he's doubting. He's like he thinks he needs to heal the Finley. Nah, fishy barrage, always fishy barrage. Put your faith in the fish. I don't think this is terrible either. Maybe he's gonna save it for next turn. I think he's just valuing his Finley more, which isn't necessarily incorrect. Like I do think Finley is how this game is won. Oh, and their Finley lives on 1.
Okay, powerful.
The Bane, but the Bane doesn't get the kill because of the heal.
Oh no!
Oh man, I think that was the crucial turn, and I think Ricochet actually might have just made the right play there by doing the heal, because I don't think otherwise his small Murloc would have survived. Then he would have been locked out of using a bunch of his skills from the Bane death blow. Like that potentially changed a lot.
And I mean, it was definitely good to be able to just, like, again, keep tunneling. And I mean, there's certainly an argument to just being like, if I just keep my health total high, I can't lose, right? And just if I just keep spamming heal, I'm in such a favored position that you can just run it out. Especially you just have 3-4 Murlocs. Like all your Murloc synergies are crazy. Kpar is stuck on 2 Murlocs.
Finley's nuts too, because if Finley ever attacks, he gets the Divine Shield, because he has more minions. It's really crazy how this the summon off of the Murkai versus Kpar's attack on the Murkai completely changed where this game ended up going. Yep. And we got to be creeping towards fatigue, right?
It's close. And there's still 2 Murlocs, like still two.
This is just the easiest cookie snipe of his life, and it'll still get there through. It'll still get there through the heal, and then that's more health, and then I'm not sure how Kpar can come back.
Find shield stats.
And there's the fishy barrage. Blast, blast. Insult to injury. Oh, man.
I knew it was targeted.
Oh, jeez. And the 61, 113 Finley, and there's just, I don't see an out for Kpar here. What an incredible game, though, and a ridiculous series. Like, these games have been nuts.
Yeah, this series was the most back and forth. And
some of the coolest mirrors I've ever seen in Mercenaries. And it didn't feel like it was really the flips that were deciding these most of the time. There was a lot of it was the decisions. Like, it was really the decisions.
Which is how it should be. And maybe there's some weird world where the design of more of the recent Mercs are actually being able to kind of slide us away from the RNG mattering. But
yeah, typically less mirrors, makes it less likely for the flips, right? But even in all these mirrors, sure, in some games there were important flips, but I don't think the flips were the most important factor in the majority of these games, which is great because it feels a lot better that you're rewarded for your decision making rather than just like winning the flip.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no way that you could go back and look at. Honestly, I think really, maybe like one set that we played a little bit earlier, where like the RNG determined more than a line. Like there was always a line that one player took, both players took multiple times that was completely game altering.
Yeah.
So it feels good to not have the kind of the doubters alive with the RNG like that. But yeah, 5-2.
Yeah, and that's gonna be game, and Ricochet is going to become our Pauper 3 champion. Well played by both players. I mean, absolutely crazy games. Like, wow. and those were really just some of the most insane mirrors I've ever seen. Like, and I mean, they both put up a really great fight. You both played that great. Yeah, like those are crazy games, and I think I'm sure you guys will have a lot of fun going back and seeing the commentary because we were talking about some of the lines. It was really the Murlocs versus Murlocs in the final. I mean, what a better way to end it, right? Like with some Murloc on Murloc action. Just absolutely crazy. Yeah, the Bane swap-in ended up... The big thing where things started to fall apart was the fact that the totem was that free cookie snipe, and then it just started to spiral out of control from there. Whereas it looked like he had a snipe on the Finley without it, but because of the healing, he wouldn't have had it. So it probably needed to be one of the other swap-ins instead of Bane. No, he didn't have a free snipe because he would take the 20 and then he would heal back up to like 5 or something.
That Morgul passive was probably the most impactful passive of the entire tournament, I would say. Yeah.
No, both of you guys played really, really well, and I think you're both gonna enjoy watching back. No, I didn't mean that one. The snipe when you brought out Bane, he was at, what was he at? He was at like 15. So if he got sniped, he would have gone down to -5 and back to 3. Yeah, that was the turn. There were some very and also one line. I don't know if you guys ever tested this in practice, but with the snake comps, neither of you went for the attack with the snake and then brand the snake to heal it and make it attack again. The monkey mirror was crazy. That monkey mirror was absolutely nuts. The second one, I mean, the first one was too, but the second one was like, really crazy games. And also another thing that would have been smart from Ricochet's side is, because of the format, if Murlocs are unfavored into the snake, he could have just burned his Murlocs into Kpar's snake, and then for game 3, since he was already ahead 1, he would have had a favored matchup. Yeah, there definitely is risk to the double snake, like it, but I was just wondering if it ever came up in the testing or not, because like Cornelius, you're like, oh, you can protect the monkey with Cornelius, but you can't because it's mercenary, whereas Bran is ally. It's like those little things can be tricky. But yeah, big congrats to Ricochet. Nice job, Kpar, on climbing back through the losers bracket and putting up a real fight and getting the bracket reset. They were just great games. Like that was, I think that was the best event we've had yet. Like it was really good. It was, I wouldn't change a thing about it. Yeah, the Murlocs were awesome. The Murlocs were, yeah, so Master Puppet's the one who originally came up with the Murloc build. And it's such a sick build. And it works on ladder too. Like it's worth trying out.
The most, like, I mean, you can try taking any of these decks, I feel like, onto ladder and just like taking them for a spin. But that Murloc deck seems like it has the most equity in a real like random field where you actually have like an aggressive line, and the Divine Shields and the Murlocology, I mean, you always have a chance.
Yeah, no, and it was really cool just seeing like, especially in the mirrors where one player would take a certain line and like the lines would be the same, they would be the same, and then it was finally time to like make a different decision and how that would like cascade and affect the game and whatnot. But yeah, really appreciate everyone coming out and watching the event, and of course everyone for playing in the event. We can't do these type of things without players. So obviously it's great. This was just a really fun thing to do, to kind of give us something fun to play or to watch while we're kind of waiting for the new mercs that should be hopefully coming very, very soon. I mean, we're halfway through September, and we've been saying for quite a while now, late September, early October, it's probably when they're coming, and I think it is very likely. And of course, big thanks to Mullahu for casting with me. It's always a pleasure getting some casting in. It's so much fun to see like this kind of Mercs gameplay, and we're kind of like learning this as we go because we didn't test this format. Like I think that's kind of the fun of casting something like this, is like learning on the fly, like these different matchups and how these Mercs that you normally don't see play in ladder or don't see play on these type of comps end up working and whatnot. So really, really fun. If anyone missed any of the event and you want to catch it, or if you played in the event and you want to see some of the games and whatnot, there will be an edited down version of this going up on YouTube. And I can't wait for the next one. And if you like these type of Mercs tournaments, remember, be sure to follow here, follow over on YouTube, follow the podcast, all that good stuff. Let's see. So no podcast this week, because obviously podcasts would normally come out today. We were busy with this. Next episode, we will be talking about the event as well as some other things. The release date for the next episode might be a little bit different than normal, but you'll get some updates on that later on in the week, probably, once got a few of those things figured out. But it will be coming soon, so, and it's going to be a very special one. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll find someone to raid here. Any last thoughts, Mulhu, before we go?
No, I mean, thanks for all the competitors. This is a blast. Again, I agree. This is probably the best tournament so far. Thanks to you as well for all the setup, and the looks look great. I know, like Grumpy was saying before, the scene transitions and everything was awesome. The tournament went pretty smoothly. Thanks for, I mean, like I said, we only need 8 players and we made a complete banger out of this. So just shout outs to Mercenaries. Hopefully Blizzard will again to kind of see what we can do with this mode. And thanks to everybody, and we'll see you soon. Yeah,
no, it was a great time. I'm just scrolling here to see if there's an odd random Mercs player. Sometimes you find one at the very bottom, but no, I don't think there are any on right now. That's okay though. We'll just drop a raid over to, let's see who's on. Send y'all over to Warshak. He's a cool dude. I think he's playing some standard, some off meta fun stuff. So go.
16 people, it'd be a 3-day event. We gotta take one.
Yeah, yeah, right. Especially, yeah. I mean, with 8, this was I think our longest one. Yeah, so it was really good. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. If you got the emotes, drop some pogfish when you get over there, and we will see you next time.
Adios.
Take it easy, everybody.